Hello, beautiful internet family. Dan here from DansTube.TV, and on today's episode of the Drone Owners Worldwide podcast, we're checking out the Maven application. It is a third-party application that opens up a world of possibilities for DJI drone pilots. In today's video, though, and today's podcast, we're focusing on the Mavic Mini, as this episode has been sponsored by Mavic Mini Australia. So that will be the main focus of today, but we'll be learning more about the Mavic Maven app, finding out what's coming out in the future, and just a bit of a rundown on what you guys can expect from this application in comparison to DroneLink and Litchi, which I guess would be their direct competitors. Anyway, enjoy the episode, guys, and we'll chat to you very soon with some more events in the near future. But let's get into it with Mavic Maven. All right, well, Mitch, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a while since we've actually had an event on the Mavic Mini Australia page, so I'm really excited to actually learn more about the Mavic Maven app, because I've been testing it actually for the last couple of days, and there's a few things that I'm like a massive fan of. Like, I've tested out Litchi and DroneLink, and the one thing that I have like really loved, which is a feature that I have not seen before, I love how there's almost like an augmented reality home icon that like hovers over the home location. Like, that's innovative. Like, I really love that, man. So basically, just to start out, would you be able to tell people what the app's about and how it all started for you?
Okay, thank you for having me. Hope you can understand me all, because my English is not very good. I'm not a very good English speaker, and I'm from Italy, almost. And yes, the augmented reality that you mentioned is a thing that only my app have. Yes, it's basically I calculate the position of the drone and the own position of the cover, and based on the orientation of the drone, of the gimbal, and then the field of view of the camera of the drone, I put the right position in the right position, the point of the takeoff in the FPV view. And that's I think it's very cool, because it really helps to find home. Maybe if you fly in a place where you don't fly often, you don't know where you are, and you really see how come back without losing the auto RTH.
Yeah.
Yes. Maven is an app that is still growing. I'm still working on it, because I have a few things still to add. I have a lot of requests, because not many apps works with the Mavic Mini or the R2, because other DJI drones have the ability of autonomous flight. So basically, all the apps, Litchi, it's the most famous, basically prepare the mission, load into the drone, and the drone perform the mission by their own. And that is a thing that also Maven does with all other drones. But in the Mavic Air 2 and Mavic Mini, DJI cut off this feature from the firmware. So basically, the app have to pilot the drone for the whole mission. And it's a thing that Litchi still didn't add to their app. Yeah. So it's an opportunity for small developers like me, because we don't have such big competitors for this function. So I'm really working hard to take my place in the market.
Yeah, for sure. And like, you mentioned just before we started recording that like the kind of the story as to how you kind of got yourself into this position. Yes. But maybe that would be useful for people to know, because like you mentioned, like DroneLink have a few people in their team, Litchi have a few people in their team, and you're like a sole developer. So like, how do you get in that position?
I started develop for app for 5 years ago. I bought for myself for fun the Parrot Big 2 for having fun, take some film. Then I discovered that Parrot have developer programs, so I can develop apps for the drone. And let's say I'm a long time developing for fun, a little bit for work, and I start to having write some code for the parrot and just for fun. And I started to all of the parrot people to follow me. That the original app at that time didn't do that, and I was showing on Facebook what I was doing, and there was a lot of people reacting that want that too. So, okay, I started to put the app really well. I started to sell it, and that was a very good selling for my point, because I do that for fun. I haven't want. So that was really good. So I continued to develop that app for the Parrot Bebop, and at one time I started to find DJI that have same program for developers, third-party developers. So I started to work with DJI too, and my first app for DJI was just an app for FPV wear functionality. So you can put the device, the iPhone, inside the goggles, so you can fly in first-person vision. And from that, I continue to develop the app. Since now I have Maven, that is an app that have wear capabilities, and also a complete suite for waypoint mission that work with older drones from DJI that have autonomous flight also, and for Mavic Air 2 and Mavic Mini that work with what is called a virtual stick. That means that the app continuously pilot the drone along the path of the mission.
Yeah, cool. And like I know that when I tested out waypoints the other day, like again there was a theme that I kind of noticed where like it was extremely simplistic to kind of navigate the interface, and like I'm sure you've put a lot of energy into that, because it was really easy to just set up a waypoint, choose like a point of interest, and then mid-flight I could change the waypoint and then change the point of interest again. It was really like beautiful to experience almost.
Yes, that's the thing that I wanted all the time, the user interface that has to be as easy as possible, as I would love to use it, because as I started to develop the app, I start for me, so I know what I wanted, I know that has to be easy, and as I continue to develop the app and add more function, what I'm focused is to keep it more simple as possible for the user. It's a thing that really, I think, is different from other apps that have, a standard pop-up option from, that are not really easy to use or nice to see. I like it to be. What I think that makes difference from an app from another is not more what can do, but also how you can do things from the user experience. So I spend a lot of time, and also I draw myself the icons of the buttons. Sometimes no, I don't like it. I do 2, 3, 10 times an icon since because I put in the app. No, I don't like it. I really love to. It's not perfect, my app, and no one said that, but I put a lot of care also in the user interface.
Yeah, and I think like, especially for something like a drone, that costs a lot of money, that can be quite dangerous in the sky, and to make sure that there's, as little, like the smallest opportunity for anything to go wrong. Like you've got to make sure that the user interface is easy to navigate and you know where everything is. And, like I mentioned at the beginning, I've tested like I guess your competitors, DroneLink and Lychee, and yeah, like they're great and whatnot, as everyone's got their own beautiful features, but there's a lot going on and it's quite crowded. Where I found, with yours, it's like it was so simplistic, like it was just easy to flow. Like I just kind of scrolled through the options of the waypoints, and it was again so easy to navigate. And I think in a situation when you're flying a drone, like it needs to be easy. You don't want to be stumbling around a menu trying to find something. Like it has to be clear. So that's awesome that you put all that energy into that, man.
And another thing that I'm adding to the app that will come in, I believe, a week or so, is a function that I call Copilot. That is semi-autonomous flight. Let's say the app do something for you while you still pilot the drone on your own.
Oh.
So basically, it's an help for filming a point of interest. You choose a point of interest on the map, and you activate the copilot, and the drone automatically point versus that point and tilting the gimbal. While with the remote, you can still fly the drone around, and you take shot of your point of interest.
Oh, okay.
And from that, you can start the automatic orbit about the point of interest, or you can do what they call a cable cam. That means you can choose where have to fly the drone. If you choose the speed, that at constant speed go to that point, while it's automatic film your point of interest. Or you can also pilot manually, rotating on the yaw, or while it's flying constant on that path.
That's really cool,
and
man.
every time you can override the copilot with the remote control if you want in every situation.
Yep. Nice. So was that something that was requested from the community, or did you want to add that?
I have a lot of request of such similar function, especially for Mavic Mini that don't have a lot of intelligent flight from DJI app original.
Yeah, for sure. So like one of the things, because I tested the app purely with the Mavic Mini, and one thing that I've noticed with like all three of the applications we've mentioned is that sometimes there'll be like kind of this movement, like when it will go to a waypoint and then the drone will kind of be, it feels like it's scanning almost. Is there any way that like the audience and myself can make sure that that doesn't happen? How can we ensure that it's the smoothest waypoint mission?
Okay, to be honest, the Mavic Mini is very difficult to, because it's very sensible to the wind.
Yeah.
So if the wind rotates a little bit, then the app corrects quite strong the position. In the next update, I've a little bit increased, is better the fluidity of the rotation.
Cool. Yep.
I've tested with the Mavic Air 2, and it's very noticeable the difference. I have smoothed out a lot of shakiness, especially when it's reached waypoints that don't have a corner radius. Now it's very more smoothness, the transition on waypoint, and also with the Mini is the same.
Yeah. And I kind of thought that was going to be the case because, you know, the Mavic Mini really does weigh nothing, and it's affected by the wind. So that was kind of what I was assuming was happening. Like it was kind of trying to counter the wind, I guess. Because for the most part, it was really smooth. And then at times when it would maybe angle towards the wind or whatever direction, it seemed to have a little bit of that judderiness. But yeah, I was just wondering if there was anything in
very, very, very different without the wind, especially with the Mavic Mini. You can notice a very more stable flight.
Yeah. And like, because I only found out about the Maven app like not long ago, like maybe a few weeks ago from the actual Mavic Mini Australia community, and a few people were actually talking about you know, how reliable it's been, some of the features that they really loved out of it. And then I also saw on Reddit as well that there was like a core community of people who were like almost promoting, like self-promoting you and the app. Like how long has it been around for, firstly, and like what kind of response have you had from the community, like especially the Mavic Mini community, I guess?
I don't understand really good the question, but
so how long's the app been around for? When did you release it?
Okay, the app is I believe 3 years around, and that was not called Maven, that was called Mavic FPV because it was born on that for FPV functionality. And we start to develop other function. I renamed the app, I believe 6 months ago in Maven. And
what change has that made then to the like the exposure of the app? Has changing the name helped with people recognizing
Yes,
it more?
I found better how to when I looking for information with somebody looking or talking about my app, looking for Mavic FPV, I found anything about but not my app. With Maven, the specific name, I really Google find me where people talking about my app.
Yeah.
Really helped me. I'm now building up a proper site. I don't have a good site for the app. I just registered the URL, mavenpilot.com, and the site is still not on, but it will be in a few days. And I'm really pushing this up because I believe that will be very great for the community of the drones.
Yeah, for sure, man. No, there's definitely a lot of potential there. I think one thing the community really wants to know is, do you have plans to bring it to Android?
Yes, that I have that question every day.
I can imagine.
The question is yes, I definitely want that because it's a very big market, and the problem is that I don't have a lot of experience in Android, and the app have to be written from the ground up. There's no magic trick to bring an app from iOS to Android. You have to start from scratch, and I can copy the logic, but everything the thing is to be written and tested properly. Because if you put everything in and you start test up after you you can find anything. So it will take a lot of time. I got a friend that is a good developer that have more experience than me in Android that I think will help me because on my own I will not have enough time for take to Android in human lifetime.
Yeah, for sure. So it's basically it's in the works.
I don't have any release date for Android, but I will work on that for sure, and
Yeah.
maybe it will be useful for the Mavic Mini 2 or 3. I'm not sure if, but I will for sure.
Yeah, for sure. That's fair enough. Yeah, because I can imagine like you said, it's not just as simple as pressing export and then pushing it to Android. But then on top of that, it's like, the Apple ecosystem is a lot more streamlined, where Android, there are so many variations in the devices as well.
Yeah, it's harder to find all the devices where the app will work, choosing the right operating system version to point, and it's really, for a solo developer, it's more easy to work on iOS.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. And what other features have the community been requesting so far?
Mostly I have a request for import-export mission in KML format for Google Earth, or import-export mission from Litchi. That's a lot of requests, and that is a thing that I will do because I just look at the Litchi on his mission planner on the website, can export the mission in CSV file, and it's really easy. It's a thing that will be already in the next version. That will really help because it is a very good mission planner on a PC that a lot of people ask me for that. So people can use that is free, and then export and fly the mission on the Mavic Mini that is not supported by Litchi itself.
Yeah.
Also, I have a lot of requests for more point of interest in a single app, in a single mission, and also more people want more action on a single waypoint. Now it's limited to a little set, but all things that I can do that, and I think I will do. Just have to study the good user interface for that.
Yeah. I can imagine it would be hard though. Like how do you figure out what to add next? Like you said, you're a sole developer.
I just use a notepad. I write the request. I can say what I can do and what is most request. Okay, I started to work on this thing. The import of CSV from Leech is the first thing of already working on that. I have a release that will come next week for the copilot, then I will start working on mission import from Leech. And that's it.
And just kind of logically go through, what makes sense.
I also sometimes I work on what I like because I think it's cool.
Yeah.
But other time to work with the most request.
Yeah, for sure. It's cool. So like, when you started it, did you expect to get to this point?
Absolutely not. I have no idea. I was thinking it's too complex. I started work with DJI. I saw Litchi that 1,000 of features, functionality. They are really untouchable. Their app is super. But I'm catching up. I'm not so far with the amount of features of both of my app and widgets. If I keep this pace, I can reach the same level of functionalities.
Yeah, for sure, man. There's no reason why you can't. Like from what I've seen, like I said, I'm relatively new to the app, but there's definitely I guess you could say like a cult following, people that really love it. And the pockets of Reddit and the Facebook groups that talk about like specifically Mavic Mini apps, they do rave on about the app quite a lot. So you're up there with the giants as such. Like you're being mentioned frequently. So there's obviously something you're doing right.
Yeah.
And
Before nobody mentioned my app, to be honest, really nobody mentioned my app. Now, of course, I believe the fact that Litchi don't have the Mavic Air 2 and the Mini in their supporter drones for waypoints open doors for me and other people. And that's an opportunity. And I'm surprised when I see myself mention it when people talking about Litchi or DroneLink.
Yeah.
Really,
Dan, what is the hype that's going on in internet land and Reddit and so? What are the sort of features that people are raving about, or what's the sort of general feedback? Where's the excitement happening?
So I think, like I mentioned right at the beginning, there's I don't know how else to describe it, but it's almost like an augmented reality home icon. So I see it as like a very it's a practical safety precaution firstly, but it gives you like a visual cue of exactly where the home point is. So it's a visual home icon. So instead of like looking down at the map or trying to figure out where you are, it's like a very clear thing that pops up as an overlay on the video feed. People also talk heavily about the FPV functionality. And then also with the waypoints, how easy it is to do on the fly. So, I had my first test a couple of days ago, and I used all 3 of my Mavic Mini batteries. And again, it was just like press and hold to add a waypoint. You then adjust the altitude. You choose a few other settings within there, and then you can choose multiple points of interest. So you can have like a waypoint going, along the coastline, looking at a particular thing, and then the drone will then pivot and then look at another object or whatever it is. And people just seem to be talking about how easy it is to use, and how powerful it is.
That's really good feedback. I mean, I know that our members that have been trialing it have been really supportive, but I was just curious what people outside of the Mavic Mini community were talking about and what it was that they were finding really useful from it.
Yeah, no, it's been really great so far. I'm really enjoying it. I'm actually like working on a video at the moment, testing like just the waypoints for now, and then I want to go into the FPV side of it. But we haven't really spoken about the FPV. You were saying that that's kind of how it all started. Like, would you be able to talk a little bit more about the FPV functions?
Yes, it's where the app started, and it has tracking function, so you can move the camera around with the movement of the head. And with the Mavic Mini, you can only move up and down, but with the F2, for example, you can also look left and right while you're flying. You can start-stop this function with the FN button of the remote controller, or what else? It's the function that you can see what the iPhone camera sees instead of what the drone sees. So maybe somebody walk around you, you want to see who is it, you can just double press the fan button so you can look around without removing the goggles from the head. Then you double click again the fan button, you come back on the drone. It's fully adjustable on size and position, so you can fit, let's say, your A white for better viewing. Have all the basic needs for VR functionality. Also, you also have the augmented reality thing in VR, so you can find your own location while you flying with the VR function. More important, because you don't have the map view while you using the function, and you can find home easily again.
Yeah, nice. I with the FPV side of things, like, do I need, when I start using it, like, do I need some sort of adapter to connect it from, or is it just purely from the phone to the controller? How does that work?
With a longer cable from
Right.
the remote control to the iPhone controller. The Mavic Mini have the mini USB, micro USB-C, so no, USB type, I don't remember what kind. I use a male-female lighting cable from the original Mavic Mini.
So just, yeah.
It's not anything particular, just a longer lightning cable.
Right. It just needs to be a longer cable, does it, basically? Because that tiny one's not going to be enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Because I did actually buy a longer cable. I was wondering if there was an adapter or anything. Yeah. I also noticed, like, you've actually got a YouTube channel that's doing really well. Like, you're getting some pretty awesome exposure on there.
Yes. My YouTube channel grew with the app, and
yeah.
I don't consider myself a YouTuber. I just post a video about my app, what news I put in every update. I take my feature, I put some music, and people kind of like it. And
yeah.
and follow me since part of the days.
Well, I think it's powerful though, because it, the fact that you are a solo developer as well, like, for you to be able to connect with your audience through video and to be able to show features and to show how it actually operates, show whatever it is, like, that is really powerful. You're directly talking to your audience,
Right.
which is hard for some other companies who, allocate resources to features or to promoting themselves or whatever it is. Like, this is a nice way to kind of get that grassroots feel where you are connecting with your audience. Have you found that the YouTube channel has been helpful for the growth of the app?
Yes, the YouTube channel was very helpful. Also, the Facebook page and the Facebook groups. When I started, as I said, with the Parrot Drones, and in the Facebook group of Parrot Drones, I got a lot of people that follow my news on the app while I was developing it. And since it was an app for all of the Parrot to follow the user, everybody that put a video on YouTube using that app makes the app self-growing, and it was very useful. Well, Facebook and YouTube was the only point where people know about my app, and works really well.
Yeah, nice. And also, like, another thing I guess I'm curious about, like, just on a mindset kind of approach to it, it's, it can be obviously very daunting to start something, and to start something of this caliber. Like, I'm just thinking, for anyone out there who's listening who wants to start, a business or to start a YouTube channel or whatever it may be, like, to start an app and to compete with people who have a team. Like, did you do any sort of like, did you test what the response would be, or did you just develop it in isolation? Like, did anyone know this was happening?
No, and nobody noticed. I just started to. I don't have a plan when I start to work on the app.
Right.
I was really start for fun, and now it's turning into business.
Right. So it was like literally just a hobby, was it? Just a passion project?
Yeah, exactly. I bought the drones for fun, for having pictures and some videos for fun for myself, and it's turned out into a business.
Wow. Okay.
I like to develop apps. I don't have a lot of experience on mobile apps before. I mostly develop some stuff at my work, but was always a passion, and I put all the passion together into this thing.
Yeah. That's awesome,
Do
man.
an app for a drone, and then you see the drone flying. It's really fun.
Yeah.
It's go really behind a standard app, do things on your monitor. This make a drone fly and really fun. So I enjoyed this year, this process a lot.
Yeah, yeah. And like, I guess a bit of a random kind of question, but I mean, you know, if you were to look back now, knowing that this is actually like a business and you're making some money out of it, like, what do you think you would have told yourself when you started this? Do you think you would have given yourself any advice?
I don't know. I think sometimes I didn't believe that we go this good, and I don't spend a lot of time on the app on the beginning. Maybe I will take myself to believe more on what I was doing.
Yeah. But I guess that's also like the beauty of it, like the fact that it did start as just this passion. Like, you didn't have any expectations. You weren't planning to make it a big thing, and it's naturally become, yeah.
The first month I sell the app for the parrot people, I got the money that I spent on the drone itself. Wow, the first time that I bought something for fun and have the money back for it. And from that, it's grow way more the month after.
Yeah, that's so cool, man. So when's the next update going to be coming out? Do you have a release date on that?
I think in a week or 10 days, next update with Copilot function, and then in another 20 days, I want to have the CSV import from Lizzy.
Cool.
Another thing, most request I have is photogrammetry, and people want to make photogrammetry with the Mavic Air 2 or the Mini. So they want an easy way to plan the mission, the tic-tac mission over an area. That's the thing I want to add. So you drop the area, and then the app automatically plan the tic-tac mission over it to take picture of the area.
Cool.
I think that with the import from other apps that already do that, already will help people that want to do photogrammetry with the Mini or the R2. But I think I want to be independent from other apps, because they can change how they export the mission, or I always to catch up. So I started with the import because it's the easy way to let people work with their drone, and so that is how we start. But I call it photogrammetry wizard. What will help to make to plan the mission automatically from
yeah. Yeah. And you were saying that you were going to have a website release soon. Was that right?
I registered the website a few days ago, and the site is not up, but because now I have a free website hosting that is not good, where I put some information on the app, but it's not professional. No, not enough professional for how the app is grown. It's grown very fast. more than my expectation.
Yeah.
And so now I register mavenpilot.com, and I will put all the information and all news on that site, and will hope that really make me more professional.
Yeah, nice. So like, is this looking like it could be something that could transition into like a full-time job for you, or is that a possibility?
Yes, that is what I'd like to do. That is my goal. Um, I'm almost there. It's a few months that I'm thinking to quit my job because this will be enough for me. Also, when I will got Android for sure,
Yeah, nice.
it will be full time for me.
That's really exciting, man.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Yeah,
With
yeah,
the job and living on this that will be quite a dream.
yeah,
That would be pretty intense having to do all of this, not just, write the code, put the app together, get the stuff of the website organized, deal with customer inquiries and customer service, and it's just one person. That is really intense, to achieve what you've achieved as one person in a relatively short period of time is pretty amazing considering.
Yes, I already have too many email messages on Facebook and YouTube that take me a lot of time. I started.
Obviously, the more popular it is, then the more people are using it, the more inquiries that you're going to get, and how does this work, and how do I get this to do this? And
another thing I want to do is open a Facebook of user group that they can help each other. So maybe more expert can answer less expert people on the app, so I don't have to answer the same question a lot of time.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, nice. So, what about like when it comes to beta testing? Is that a thing that you have open?
Yes, I have now 300 people that beta testing my app, and every once in a while I put inside 20 or 30 more people, because old people the more give me feedback, because maybe they get tired about beta testing or yes, when I got a new function that automated the pilot of the app, I always give about 10 days of beta testing, public beta testing, because I always get feedback that I never find on myself. It's very important.
Yeah, I guess it's like you've kind of got your own little team working for you there.
Yes. Exactly.
That's awesome. That's like invaluable, like you can't get 300 eyes out there on your own, or 600 eyes if there's 300 people, So yes. That's awesome.
Mostly they are enthusiastic of people that love to beta test, and so I got good feedback, and it's also very useful, because I can't try everything. People do things with my app that I never think. I have one person from France that have two Mavic Mini that like to start the same mission on both. 1 second, so one drone follow the others. Send me the video. Oh, look what I've done. That was not meant to do that, but that's nice.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's so cool. And I'm sure you probably have had a lot of different stories of people using your app. Do you have any other like standout stories that have been really exciting to hear from the community?
Oh, I don't have anything. Nothing. Mostly.
Has it been mostly positive though? Like mostly positive feedback so far?
Yes, a lot of feedback. I got a lot of them. Enthusiastic people. They are thinking when people crash their drone with my app. That are good to have with that, but Luckily, most of the time was user error. And,
Yeah.
we can,
Yeah, for sure. And there's got to be a legal disclaimer at the beginning, right? Before the app, like within the app settings, details.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
So it's like, they know what they're doing when they're using the app.
exactly. That they are the responsibilities of using the drones anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Even using a DJI app, like anything could happen.
Yeah. And another thing that a lot of people complain is about the warranty, about using third-party app. And people believe that the app is no more under warranty if you use third-party app, but that's not the case. So DJI have the program for developers. They actually approve every app that are out. I can't sell my app without the approval of DJI, because at first launch the app need to communicate with the DJI server to be activated. So if DJI don't want, can stop my app to be working or sell anymore, because I can no more activate apps. And the app is built with the DJI SDK, that is a software that communicates with the drone, is the interface between the app and the drone. And the SDK itself records the flight log. So if the drone have a problem, hardware problem, it's fall from the sky on its own, you can always ask for acceptance to DJI. They will ask you for the log. You can export the flight log from the app, and it's encrypted flight log. I can't read it. There's third-party service that can read it, but you send this log to DJI service, and they can see there was a problem of the hardware, or was a user problem, so you can anyway claim warranty on your drone.
Yeah, that's really good to mention, man, because I think, I wasn't even going to ask it, because we'd covered that actually when we spoke to DroneLink, but it's a really good point that you bring it up, like, that these third-party apps, they are still covered, like, under warranty. That's really great.
Yeah, that question comes up a fair bit as well.
Yeah, it's quite a common question.
Yes.
Yeah,
sure, if you plan the mission to go again, a house is breaking, they can see that was piloting versus that house or that tree. So it's not under warranty, so it was a user error. But if it's a hardware problem, it's in the flight log, and they will see it.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Well, I'll round out the live stream soon. Is there anything else that you think we need to add, or anything that you'd like to discuss before we kind of end this?
I believe we almost cover everything, so I think we can close if you don't have any other question on.
So, like, for the new updates, when the new updates come out, where is the best place to go? Is it the Facebook page, or is it the YouTube channel? Or both?
Both, exactly. I will post the news on my Facebook page of the app and the YouTube channel.
Okay.
And there will be, on the YouTube channel, I will post the video tutorial on the new function, because it will need it. And also on the Facebook, I will announce the link to the YouTube channel.
Yeah, okay. Cool. What about you, Keith? Do you have any other questions before we leave?
No, I think it's been a really good session. I think you covered a fair bit. I'm still in awe that so much work has been done by one person. And as I said, to have a product out there that's been really well received and has that ongoing development, it's going to be interesting to see where it is in 12 months' time, or where you are in 12 months' time, Michele. Whether you give up your job and you're working full-time on it, or employing 20 people or 100 people, taking over Lightree, or whatever. It'll be interesting to see where it goes.
Yeah, for sure. Yes. We'll also, definitely keep us in the loop, like when you start considering Android and when new features get mentioned, because, I'm open to letting the group know, the Mavic Mini group. And also, I'd love to test it as well myself. So definitely keep us in that loop.
Okay, I will start Android just for the wear functionality. That I got another app that does only that, just for get used to Android system. And I will let you know when it's ready, and for sure.
Cool.
And from that, I will continue to develop Maven on Android.
Nice. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time and all of your hard work. It's
Thank
really
you
awesome to see.
Thank you very much for having me. It's new for me, this kind of thing.
Yeah.
You have to get used to everything.
For sure.
But what is that? What is the Iron Man mask behind your head there?
Yeah, that's
Sorry?
cool.
What is this big Iron Man mask behind your head?
This?
Yeah.
Is it metal?
No, it's Lego.
Oh, it's Lego. Cool.
That is awesome. That's fantastic.
This was my Christmas present.
Nice.
I don't know what to give me, and they give me a nerd thing. I have enjoyed it.
Oh, that's great.
I thought they'd upgraded the tello then for a second. Remember they had the Iron Man tello?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. All right, well, thank you. We'll be in touch, eh? Thanks for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.